folks, welcome back to General Geekery. I tried to do a video review the other day and introduced General Geekery instead of my regular YouTube channel. So I am lucky I got that introduction right today because I'm not very good at the introductions. And with me, as always, is JD.
Hello, everybody. It's been 45 years since we last did a podcast. So
six weeks. Well, no, not quite.
Yeah,
5 weeks.
Yeah, but in 2020,
4 weeks and some change. 4 weeks and some
but
change.
It's been 2020.
I didn't get the last one posted yet.
No, but it's 2020, and where time lasts much longer.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So
July seems like it was 3 years ago, and it was just. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. So today's today's a G.I. Joe day. I mean, every day is G.I. Joe day, really, especially for us.
Really, yeah.
I got a bunch of Joy Toy stuff in the mail today, and I've done reviews on those, and they are awesome. They're fucking sweet. But those will be up on the YouTube channel. Hopefully by the time we get done podcasting. And then JD and I both have a vehicle to review that we talked about on our vehicle podcast. They're both kind of esoteric vehicles that got overlooked, and we're going to continue our G.I. Joe figure review. We did Spy Troops last time, so we're going to do the Valor versus Venom line this time. Then next time we're going to do DTC, and then eventually Pursuit of Cobra, and then eventually Retaliation, and that should bring us up to I don't know, maybe do 50th anniversary, but that should bring us up to reviewing all of the G.I. Joe figures.
And hey, I have an announcement to make. I got a plane ticket. I'm going to visit Brian on the 3rd of September.
Yeah, he's coming out to Sovereign Hatchistan. The embassy will open the borders for select people during the pandemic. So we are not mandating masks in Sovereign Hatchistan, and there is no quarantine period.
Well, that's good because I'm glad to be on that short list of elite people that are allowed. So
the downside view coming out is we are going to have to go by Mom's house.
Hey, that's not a downside. I want to go. I want to go visit my other mother.
Yeah, my mother will disown me and write me out of the will if I do not bring you by.
I figured we were gonna stop there on the way back from the airport, honestly. So
probably, I don't know. We'll have to see. But
she's gonna make you. So
potentially.
Yeah, she's gonna guilt you into it.
Yeah, she's gonna do it. So JD's coming out. We're gonna do our custom action figure challenge reveal at that point in time, because not only do I have my first custom figure done, I have my it's just off camera. You can almost see it.
I saw something orange.
You think it was orange, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I have my second figure done. I just need to do a water slide decal. I got water slide decal paper coming tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow, but I'm going to try and do it on Wednesday. So hopefully my second figure will be done Wednesday.
Mine are both 99% done. The last percentage away from done is always where I'm nitpicking it and trying to decide, is there something else that needs to get done? They both kind of went from being custom figures to being custom projects in and of themselves. Yeah. As I worked on them and as I found parts, I kept just, adding shit. So I guess they're, kind of like deluxe figures at this point. So
yeah, I wasn't too excited about my second figure, but I think it really came out okay. I think it's going to be a new take on the character, and I think it's going to be like a good new take on the character.
Well, I have no doubts about that.
So I'm happy with it, just as long as my water slide decal turns out, and I'm not I'm not sold on that one yet because I'm thinking I'm gonna have problems with that, but we'll see.
Hey, there's always hand painting. No.
Yeah, probably not.
Um,
All right. So what vehicle did you get?
I got the GI Joe Razor Blade from 1994. Odd little helicopter that had a bunch of gimmicks. I got it from eBay last week, and I was waiting for this. So I'm actually going to open it. Let's see. No newspaper. No, just old-fashioned tissue paper. It is incomplete. It doesn't have a lot of the gimmicky shit with it, which is good because chances are I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to mess with it. They'd probably end up sitting in a box somewhere anyway, like the zip line and the handles and whatever that crap was that came with it. So, but I will add that as cool as this thing is, in the pictures, I've never actually, it's one of the few vehicles I've never actually seen in person up close.
I was just going to say that and just after you bought one, I saw one on a Facebook claim auction, and I almost got one, but I ended up getting something else instead, and I'm happier with that purchase. So,
well, I'll say this: it's bigger than I anticipated it being.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about the size of a Skyhawk.
That's exactly what I was expecting. I mean, it's not Dragonfly size, but yeah, this is. Yeah, I fully expected it to be Skyhawk size. Weird. The canopy, it's not broken. It just doesn't really have much of a latch on it.
Oh no,
it's got a lip.
It kind of pegs in there.
Yeah, it's got a lip that basically.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, it's not. That's a little janky. I might have to reinforce that, but I do like the open cockpit. That's kind of cool.
How many does it seat? Does it just seat one figure?
Yeah, just one. And weird. There are no foot pegs on the skids for other figures. Yeah, for other figures to unsafely hang off of in flight, like the Dragonfly.
Maybe OSHA got to GI Joe in the last couple of years and like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, it must have because yeah, it's okay. Now I'm looking at the labels. I'm not kidding when I say you're really probably not going to make it out too well. It's a Swiss Army knife with wings behind it, and it reads Razor Blade.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know about you, but I've never considered a Swiss Army knife or a pocket knife to be a razor blade.
No.
I think of box cutters and X-Acto knives as razor blades, but you know, I do like the kitschiness of it.
Hold it up a little bit more. There you go. There you go. So, were there missiles with it? I mean, what? Were there supposed to be? Because it looks like there's missile. Is it?
Yeah. No, the missiles aren't there, but they look to be pretty standard, roughly standard size. And I've definitely got some vehicle missiles. I've definitely got some missiles that I've acquired over the years that don't have vehicles to go with them. So I'll be trying some to see if they fit.
Is there an engine cover that's missing from the right side?
No. It looks like this hole, it looks like it's part of the gimmick. Like maybe where that, maybe where the rope for the zip line went to. I'm not honestly sure how that.
You could put like a chain gun in there. That would be pretty cool.
That's exactly what I'm going to do because I happen to have one that I can. Yeah, I don't have the same one, but I do have one very similar. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that one came off the War Machine mech.
Yeah, because all proper military helicopters have to have mini guns, so you can hear, you know, like a Black Hawk. So
yeah.
You know what? It needs new stickers. I got to clean it up a little bit.
Well, I don't know. It's funny you should say that too, because I was just wondering if Toy Hacks makes replacement stickers for that.
Oh, they do. I'm pretty sure they do. And if they don't, I'm happy to get some like generic, kind of, or not generic, but some all-purpose stickers.
Yeah, I get like a dragonfly
But
set or something.
yeah, but if they don't have one, I'll be disappointed that I can't have. Well, because of course they're typical late '90s stickers or mid '90s vehicle stickers too. They're paper, so
Oh, really?
they're kind of all shriveled up. But that's because age, moisture
Yeah,
over time.
absolutely.
But if Toy Hacks has a set, I'll be happy because uh, the goofy Swiss Army knife stickers. Yeah, I absolutely need new ones, but I'm pretty happy with this thing. I got it for a good deal. It was $30 chipped, which isn't which is saying something because a lot of the '94 vehicles are kind of difficult to get a hold of,
Yeah, really.
and it's in decent shape. But I'm completely happy with this thing because, like I said, I thought it was going to be all like Skyhawk size. So there's a lot more substance here than I expected there to be. So I'm pretty happy. But the vehicle that Brian got, I'm just flat out jealous of. So
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm
um,
gonna yeah. Toy Hacks has one. The set is $8 for a set of stickers.
oh, they do have one. Okay, good.
Yeah, $8.
I would pay I would pay $8 just for two of the Swiss Army knife stickers by themselves.
And you know
So
what's kind of cool? I
uh,
haven't looked at the decal sheet and compared it to like the blueprints, but I noticed specifically. I've noticed it a couple times. It didn't catch my eye the first time, but on the like the GI Joe Demon, they have Toy Hacks has
yeah,
added stickers to the set. They've made up stickers.
because they have restoration sets that are just reproductions with a better label quality, and they have custom sets. I think they call it customs and expansion sets. So they add stickers that weren't there that fit with the vehicle, and sometimes they'll come with like multiple country flags and things. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
GI Joe vehicle sets will come with a Canadian flag sticker, and the GI Joe flag and a US flag sticker. So
I think that's
I'm
awesome. I
pretty
think
happy with
that's
this thing.
yeah. No, that looks cool. I'm kind of sad I didn't pull the trigger on the one that I saw because it was the same price as
Um,
yours, and it had the gimmicky stuff. But I would have done the same thing with the gimmicky stuff. It would have gone in a drawer and never be seen again, or I would have sold it to
well, I'll
somebody.
say this. Initially, I was thinking maybe I would do a custom with it, but no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some camouflage around it, so it's Tomahawk style camouflage. Because honestly, the green is really cool because in most of the pictures I've seen, the green was so dark that it looked like it was almost black. But this is like military green. Like,
Hey, bring it out. You can try and put a camo pattern on it with my airbrush.
well, now we have like a lotto win of an idea there. That's exactly what's going to happen.
All right, yeah, bring it out with you, and then we'll try and we'll put a camo pattern on it with the airbrush. And because I want to see
Okay,
it
right
too.
here, you see where the landing skid meets the. There is a foot peg right there. Um,
That seems highly
I
impractical,
don't.
even for GI Joe.
I don't. Um, I mean, maybe the lower leg all by itself, but I can't imagine how else that would work. But well,
No, that's
maybe it was Hasbro just saying we're coming down to the end of the line. Let's do jokes. So,
yeah. I don't
but
know.
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
All
because
right,
I'm gonna
so
end up.
let's see what I got.
Yeah, let's see it because I'm jealous.
Yeah, I got a Shark 9000. I got it for
Fuck you.
$30 plus shipping, which is a fantastic price because I haven't seen them for under like 60 recently. I think
they don't go from.
it's not complete.
Wow.
It doesn't have the, I don't think it has the squirt. Oh, it does have the squirt gun. Okay, it has the squirt gun, but it doesn't have the tubing for it. So, and he said it didn't have all of the mines, but I think it does. So hang on, I need to set it down to.
I did years ago. I did see a Shark 9000 up close, but and I've basically been fascinated with it ever since.
I'll put that on another time because I'm gonna break it if I force it. So I'll wait on that. And then it's got
actually
the Shark torpedoes. So.
That is so cool.
That fit inside here.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, I love this thing. I think the colors are goofy. I mean, it's definitely Battle Force colors. Oh yeah, no, it is missing a mine. I thought it only came with 3, but it came with 4. But yeah, a mine shouldn't be too hard to get.
Yeah, big deal. Yeah, I forgot how cool that thing actually is.
Yeah, no, it's a big toy. It's sturdy. There's a shit ton of playability to it. This is not my first one. I had one. Oh man, I was still living in Poncha Springs at the time, so that would have been 2008, before 2008, between 2006 and 2010.
What the hell happened to it?
I got rid of it for some reason. I customized it. It was an awesome custom. That's the one that I put the attached the vibrator to make it motorized.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You put the the vibrator into it. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, hang on a second. I can't talk and attach missiles at the same time, apparently.
Or walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, apparently.
Apparently not. But yeah, no, these things, it's a solid toy. There's a shit ton of playability to it. The plastic's yellow.
I like the subtle colors of it.
Yeah, I don't really care about how.
I like the subtle colors.
And that's one of the things I was going to mention is I'm going to do a video at some point in time of how to restore yellowed plastic on vehicles, because I finally got the back canopy to a Cobra Condor. So now I have a second complete Cobra Condor that I'm going to restore. Let's see, I got 2 extra missiles. Where do those go? Oh, they're there. So I'm going to, I may wait and do that till you get out here so we can do that video. Because I got a buddy that's
that's cool.
A buddy that's in the process of whitening a vintage Millennium Falcon, and it looks amazing. So he's gonna walk me through his process. All right, so yeah, it's got the ramp that folds down like a boarding ramp. Then it's got the 2 Shark torpedoes inside. The I think that missile launcher is on upside down, and it doesn't look like it's. Looks like the button's maybe broken on that. Yeah, I think the button's broken on the spring-loaded missile launcher. Well, the thing is supposed to launch the mines. I think it's in upside down on top of. Well, I think it launches the missiles too, because it looks like the missiles. Yeah, the missiles fit in there too. So yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that because I took that piece off my original one. It'll shoot the missiles as well as the mine. So that's cool. I didn't know that. Let me attach that. So yeah, it's got 4 mines. It's supposed to have 4 mines. I only have 3. It'll seat 3 figures in the cockpit, and then 1 each in the gun turret, and then 1 in the flying bridge. And then it's got this gun that goes in the turret. Mine doesn't want to go in right now. I'm not going to force it. And then there's supposed to be some tubing that comes off and goes into this little port here. And then it's a squirt gun, which I don't need. And then the propeller on the back has a rubber band, so you can tighten it up and it will spin.
That's cool.
Yeah. So the question then is, do I restore it or do I customize it?
Well, I'm thinking maybe do a combination. Restore some of it, but possibly just, I don't know, change some of the colors a little bit, because as long as you're making tweaks, maybe a little bit more subtle might be a decent way to go.
So here's the two thoughts that I had with it so far, and you can tell me if they sound stupid or if they sound good. I thought about for a color scheme like Cobra Eel color scheme, so gray, black, and a little maroon, or doing it on the color scheme of the Cobra Moray. So, well, since you don't like it, I'm going to do one of those.
I'm voting. I'm voting. Leave it as a GI Joe vehicle and quit being a Cobra fanatic.
No, not a chance. Hey, it's August. It's Cobra Convergence Month. I got to do something, right?
Yeah, but there is something to be said for, I don't know, having some other GI Joe vehicles that aren't Sky Strikers. You know, but
I have other GI. I've got there's a Rolling Thunder. There's a Thunderclap. There's a Raider. That's about it.
Yeah. I made a funny.
Cobra. I got two flags. Come on. And the Defiant and the General.
Well, that is true, but my inclination is always towards GI Joe. So
and
I've always been fine if my Joe's.
It works really well.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And I think I made a GI Joe vehicle out of my first one. I've seen somebody make a custom. They did it in the colors of the water moccasin, and it looked really cool.
That's cool. See,
but it's too close.
If it was mine,
too close to what I did with my first one.
If it was mine, I would probably end up doing something off the wall and completely obscure. Like I would make it probably something along the lines of the Action Force, like Q Force. Because I'm that kind of a nerd. I just have to go for the most obscure shit possible and run with it. So
it's definitely
that is not something.
I just got to figure out what.
Well, maybe maybe the eel colors. Have a couple of eels and a couple of lampreys up there manning it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Undertow, make it an Iron Grenadier vehicle.
That wouldn't be too bad either. The green and the red. I don't want it to look like a Christmas vehicle though.
No, just do it in do it in the demon, the AGP colors.
Ooh. Oh man, that would look cool.
Have it fit in with well, I mean, Destro has Iron Grenadiers, but they never had a water vehicle.
No, they did
not. So give them a boat.
I have a Razorback that I want to do that too. I want to make it black and gold. I just haven't.
You want to make it fit in with the rest of the Iron Grenadier vehicles instead of being weird?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one that specifically bought to customize. I think it's complete. Might be missing the antenna, but I think it's and it might be missing a seatbelt or two. But otherwise, I mean, it's all there. I just haven't gotten around.
All right. As far as I'm concerned, a missing seatbelt and a missing antenna means it's still complete.
Yeah. Close enough for government work.
I mean, basically, if it's a land vehicle, as long as it's got the treads or the wheels, you've got a good starting place.
No, it's got all
if it's an airplane that has wings, you're doing well already. But
yeah. Well, that reminds me, I need to finish I got a 25th anniversary Cobra Rattler that I was just gonna throw away, but I think I ended up finding all of the parts to it, except the canopy and gun for the gun turret. And I'm sure they're here somewhere. I just gotta find them. But I decided instead of throwing it away, I was just gonna paint it. So I'm doing it in a metallic blue, a very dark metallic blue. I got to work on that at some point in time. Boy, I was thinking I didn't have a lot of customs to work on, but all of a sudden I do. They're just vehicle customs.
Yeah.
And I don't finish vehicle customs on a regular basis. It seems like I start them and then don't finish them.
Yeah, that's again why I think I'm going to add camel to this, but I'm not going to do much else because then there's a good chance that I won't finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, add a chain gun, to the side, and then paint it. And yeah, bring it out, and we'll screw around with the airbrush and.
Yeah, I am ordering. I'm ordering the details for it right now. I think there's almost no chance of them arriving in time for me to fly out there. But as long as the rest of the vehicle is done, they should be here and ready to go when I get back.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Sometimes they've got a real quick turnaround. Sometimes it's 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, I've seen people bitch about it, and I don't know why. I mean, they're clearly not doing this as a full-time job. So,
well, and they're in Canada, so
that's what
it's got a clear customs.
Canadian Post. I hate getting stuff from Canada.
Well, yeah. Well, plus it's part-time for them. It's a small business. You got to be patient with these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the post,
especially right now, when you order something off eBay, and because of a virus, it may, or even if you get a shipping notice from eBay, that doesn't mean that it's going to go out right then. In fact, something else that I ordered off eBay, the same day I ordered the Razorback or the Razor Blade, I got an email from a seller like 2 days later that said, sorry, I know eBay said it was shipped, but our post office has been closed and it's only open like 2 days a week.
Right.
And so I have to wait to ship it. I'm like, all right, do what you got to do. So,
yeah, I've heard horror stories of stuff just piling up at post offices because they're either closed or undermanned. It's not a good time.
Yeah, and so honestly, right now, the time we're living, people, you got to be patient, and especially because right now, the post office seems to be having the postal service seems to be having some of its own problems. So, be patient, people. If you order something, be understanding. That's my advice. So, okay, razor blade stickers are ordered.
Ah, excellent.
So, good.
So that kind of brings us to the 2004 line of G.I. Joe figures, which was Valor versus Venom. And that was, I think the premise was that Cobra had like this venom serum that would like mutate humans, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they were modifying their Cobra troops.
Oh, that's right.
Because once the venom serum was injected or whatever, basically the subject would gain some kind of animalistic traits or powers depending on which animal it was taken from. There was because I remember some of the animals that they used were there was the scorpion, the electric eel, there was a wolf and some other stuff, and then General Hawk was turned into Venomous Maximus.
Yeah.
I have no idea what he was injected with. It was nonsensical, but Venomous Maximus was badass looking. I just chose to ignore the fact that it was General Hawk mutated. Come on, man, make him a separate character.
I don't know. I think that was kind of cool that they did that. I mean, it's not something that usually see.
Yeah, that's true. But
So now you look at the figures, and they didn't really age well. The proportions are
okay.
really wonky. They got long arms, they got skinny bodies, but they're not horrible figures. And there's
I'll
definitely
say this.
there's definitely a mix.
I'll say this for it. In comparison to the G.I. Joe versus Cobra line and the Spy Troops line, where, I mean, the entire New Sculpt line had proportion problems.
Yeah.
Let's not cut any corners on that.
No.
But unlike Joe versus Cobra and Spy Troops, where the proportions were everywhere, big feet, tiny hands, long arms, short arms, tiny heads, giant width. Valor versus Venom was at least, basically most of the figures came down to this: short torsos, long legs, and inexplicably large shoulders. But for the most part, a lot of the proportion problems were restricted to that. Looking at the line as a whole, sure, there's a few problems with small heads and things like that, but it was like all the weird experimental proportions that they had going on earlier in the New Sculpt line, they kind of stabilized it, normalized it a little bit. I mean, like I said, no matter what, they all their torsos are too short, all of their legs are too long, even if they're not too skinny. But beyond that, if you can look past all of that, there were some phenomenal figures. If you can overlook all that stuff, there were some really cool looks given to a lot of characters that we already knew.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's a fantastic mix of new looks for existing characters and new characters.
And anybody listening to this knows that one of my bread and butters in the G.I. Joe line is new characters, new blood, new troopers, new concepts. I love when they mix it up and they do a mix of the old and the new and new stuff. And there was no shortage of that during Valor versus Venom.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got Yo Joe open, and just looking at the Valor versus Venom, the first figure on there is the first figure that pops out to me as one that I really liked, and that was Jinx. And
yeah, that's one of mine too.
And they did updated that version of that figure, I think, for the club, didn't they do an update of that version?
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah, the very first figure subscription service had a passable update. Basically, the update they made it absolutely clear which version of Jinx they were paying tribute to. It can be argued how successful it was.
I think I have that figure. I think it's on the wall behind me. I'll have to look, but I really like that version.
But that design for Jinx, yeah, that design was so cool because she is, she still has her basic red color.
Yeah.
But they mix it up a lot. She's not just wearing standard ninja pajamas. She's more ornate looking. She had a wraparound tunic. There was a skirt. There was leggings. There were the wraps around the arms and legs. And that figure included, it was unmasked, but it included a blindfold to go all the way back to paying a tribute to G.I. Joe the movie.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a seriously cool version of Jinx.
Yeah.
That's the kind of reimagining that always lit my fire when they would get creative like that.
I think one of the goofy updates for me is Alpine, though.
I love the kitschiness of it. I'm a fan. He looks like he belongs with the adventure team more than G.I. Joe, and
especially that first one with the yellow shirt. You could slap
Yeah,
an
I
Adventure
mean, I
Team
can
logo
see
on
your
that. Perfect.
exactly. I can understand why it got criticized, but I can't help but appreciate it. Um, and then there were some really unnecessary updates, like Beachhead.
Yeah.
It basically, that Beachhead did not do anything different than any other previous Beachhead, and it had way crazy proportions. Again, short torso, giant wide shoulders, and a tiny head, and these weird balloon looking bloused pants. It's not a good look.
No.
That was one of those that I just thought, yeah, maybe. Well, plus it was like the third beachhead, or it was like the fifth beachhead in that era, so unnecessary. Plus, in the CGI Valor versus Venom movie, or maybe it was Spy Troops, one of them, Beachhead played a big part, but he talked like Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles. They ran too far with the beachhead idea, and they basically made him a beach bum surfer guy. He's like, whoa, totally intense, man. Okay,
I don't think they understood what beachhead actually means. So.
Oh, I think they understood it. I think they were trying to play a joke and doing it badly. That's I have to think of it that way. Otherwise, I just get annoyed. So I choose to be optimistic that they were intentionally being stupid.
I think that's
could be wrong.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
I think as far as proportions go, the small head still plagued this line, which kind of, I won't say it ruined my next figure that I really liked from this line, and I liked the second version of it better, and that's Scarlet. Of course, I've always been a Scarlet fan, huge fan of redheads, and I really liked the update of the uniform they gave her, and especially the desert color one is fantastic, but that small head just kind
of. I've never really been a Scarlet fan, all the way back to being a kid. She was there. I have nothing against the character.
Yeah.
She's just never really done much for me. But when the Valor versus Venom version came out, I liked, other than the small head, I liked the proportions on it. I liked the look of it in general. I felt like they were getting a lot closer to the badass warrior that Scarlet had always been in the comics.
Yeah.
And the original figure just couldn't capture. And the Spy Troops, no. The G.I. Joe versus Cobra version tried, but it was too busy. It had too much crap going on. And honestly, the proportions were so bad, it was tough to even look at.
Yeah.
Valor versus Venom basically redesigned her. First, there was a bright green version. Then there was a desert camel version, so she actually looked hyper realistic. My favorite of those is the single carded repaint that they did for the stores like Dollar General, where she was in dark blue with red and with like red and white highlights.
Yeah. No, I forgot about it's more for a traditional color scheme.
It is, and when I was looking at it today,
I completely forgot about that.
I flashed back to all the things about that figure. It was Scarlet version 6 from 2004. I flashed back to all the reasons I really liked it, and I suddenly realized why. I'm going to say this right now. The 6-inch classified Scarlet figure is one of my favorite figures that I bought this year. And I am utterly enamored with that figure because I just feel like they did everything right on it. But as I looked at it, I thought there are some weird familiar echoes to it. And looking at the Valor versus Venom Scarlet, I'm like, She had the shoulder armor. She had the knee pads. She had the belt, the straps, and I'm like, yep. Somebody working on the classified Scarlet was a fan of the Valor versus Venom design, and they translated some of it. Even the hair color is similar.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's definitely some echoes there, and which gave me an even deeper appreciation of that classified Scarlet. Yeah,
It's the only classified figure that I own, and potentially will own because of how difficult they seem to be to get right now. But I'm glad out of all of them, that's the one I have.
Yeah, I have Scarlet and I have both Roadblocks. I saw Duke, but I didn't buy it because honestly, I could see in the package there was something off about the paint. Like he had some kind of mark around his eye, and I couldn't tell if it was paint or if it was like dust that was in there. But I decided to skip it in case it was actually paint splotches, because as much as I could get it and scrape it off with the X-Acto knife, I was afraid that I might, like, if it was more than just if it was something I couldn't scrape off easily and I fuck up his face, and I'll buy a new one. I'm sure I'll find another one later. Snake Eyes is still the only 6-inch figure that I have not seen. I mean, of Wave 1, Snake Eyes is the only one I haven't seen at all. Other than Roadblock, the rest of the Target figures, as far as I'm concerned, do not exist. They are internet hoaxes. They will only be real when I finally see them in the store. I mean, I've seen pictures of people who've got the Cobra Troopers, and they got Beachhead, and they got Roadblock. Nobody has the Baroness, because that figure does not exist.
No.
It was simply a Photoshop job that somebody did on the internet just to make everybody mad.
Yeah, it was a fan design.
Basically.
Let me see what else we got here that's really cool. I'm just like picking stuff at random here. Going down a little further, the Vipers, the updated Vipers, I really like those. I'm not a big fan of like Python Patrol stuff, but the Python Patrol Viper was fantastic. It has that gray base with the black and gold accents with the red striping, and it works really well.
I've never been a big fan of the Cobra Vipers. They're cool. I understand why so many people are devoted to them. I like the Blue Shirt Troopers personally. Never been enamored with the Vipers. The new sculpt version did nothing for me back then. Still does nothing for me.
No accounting.
None of the color schemes that was available really could excite me either. Again, just never did anything for me. I did, now when it comes to the Venom Troopers, the Sand Scorpion, there was a red and black and brown version, and then there was like a tan, yellow, and black version, and not a lot of proportion problems. Really sweet design. Now, as is being the Sand Scorpion, obviously they were injected by the poisonous venom coming from the scorpions, but I felt like even if you ignore that, the figure on its own was cool enough that I actually had I had two of the black and red versions. No, I take that back. I had one of those. I used it as a commander. I had two of the brown and yellow versions, and I used to mix them with the sand Vipers. So I had basically a unit that Desert Scorpion could command because he's a single guy in my universe. Basically, he had his own unit of troops to command. So I was a big fan of both color schemes.
See, the second one is very reminiscent of the Desert Scorpion from. It's not Desert Scorpion. Is it Sand Scorpion? What's the real American Hero figure?
No, Desert Scorpion. Desert Scorpion from '91.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I appreciated it because his colors. Yeah, and that's why I loved it. I used the darker color scheme version as like a commander or like a commando or a specialist version. But yeah, I was a big fan of that one. I didn't mind. I never minded the Venomized gimmick. In fact, for a lot of the Cobra Troopers, I found it to be quite nifty. It's a little goofy, but yeah, I was a fan anyways.
I think one of the other updates that I really like, I think really, you read the file card and sometimes the figure just like matches the file card. And sometimes you read the file card and it's like, what? That doesn't it doesn't match. The story doesn't match what the art or the figure look like. And I think to me the Night Creeper is one that, they're supposed to be high-tech ninjas, and the original Night Creeper is just a goofy ass figure, and the Night Creeper leader is even worse. But the Valor versus Venom Night Creepers, they look like high-tech ninjas. I think they are fantastic updates. I like both of the color schemes in 2004. I think the first one's a little bit better, the kind of muted olive drab with the darker
glowing green eyes.
No, that was the second one, I think. Oh no, they both had glowing green eyes, it looks like.
Yeah, they did.
Proportions are weird. I mean, the arms are just super long, head's a little small. I do like the sculpt on that head. The legs are extremely long. But yeah, it's now it's hard to look past proportions, but I think as an update, it's fantastic because it now looks like a high-tech ninja.
That one, both of those Night Creepers, as much as I'm often guilty of getting hung up on proportion problems, in this case, for both versions of that Night Creeper, I well and truly completely overlooked it because I loved the designs. Yes, they looked like high-tech ninjas, but what they also looked like were like supernatural type warriors with the off-colored skin and the green glowing eyes, and that's exactly how I used them. They were possessed by something supernatural, and they worked for Cobra Commander. Okay, in my G.I. Joe verse, there are two branches of Cobra. There is Serpentor's branch, which is purely military, all about the numbers and the overwhelming force. And then there's the more esoteric, colorful, and strange branch of Cobra. That's Cobra Commanders. He's got the weirdos working for him, the misfits, the dreadnoughts, the strange troopers, and yeah, he's also got vampires and demons, all kinds of shit working for him. I have a very, I have an eccentric mind, and my Joe verse very much reflects that. So
yeah, it's an understatement.
I like the idea that these Night Creepers, they were high-tech ninjas when they were alive. Now they're undead Night Creepers who don't need technology because they just scare the shit out of everybody that they don't kill. But they usually kill everybody. But there are occasionally survivors.
All right, folks. As you can tell, the audio kind of went to shit there. Zoom is being a bitch for us. If they are not cutting us off at 40 minutes during our podcasts, then they turn our audio to shit after about 45 minutes. So since JD is kind of unintelligible, number one, we're going to cut it off here just because the audio is crap. We didn't pick up on this until later. We did re-record this, so re-record some of the podcast. And then two, we're going to cut it off here just to make the show shorter so more people will watch it. I think the longer episodes tend not to draw a lot of interest because who really wants to sit down and watch 2 hours of us talk? Maybe not as many people that would be interested in sitting down and listening to us talk for half that time or even a little less than that. So we're making these a little bit more palatable with better audio and shorter time frame. So that'll be the end of this episode. Look for the second part of this episode, which will probably be up shortly after this one. Hopefully by the time you see this, the other episode's available on YouTube to watch. That's kind of my plan. Editing, it's always just kind of a pain in the ass, but there you are. So thanks for watching. As usual, all the fun social media things, please do those. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what figures you liked and didn't like from the Valor versus Venom line, and stay tuned for the second half of this episode. Thanks for watching.